The 7th encounter in the Throne of Thunder is Durumu the Forgotten, otherwise known as the fucking bane of LFR and unorganized groups. There are 3 phases during the fight: the normal phase, the colorblind phase, and the disintegration beam phase. Note that the boss remains still in the middle of the area, but will cast Gaze if no one is within melee range, doing a lot of raid damage. So let's just stroll over the rest of the abilities first. Hard Stare is often used on the tank. It deals good damage and applies 2 debuffs. This requires a tank switch just before you go into the colorblind phase, or the light spectrum phase, whatever you want to call it. This usually is around 5 to 6 stacks. Serious Wound is a stacking debuff that reduces healing received by 10%. An Arterial Cut is a bleed that can be removed by healing the affected individual back to full health. These debuffs can be prevented through abilities like Divine Shield. Mind's Eye is an ability that is used frequently. This targets a random raider with a cone effect, and anyone in that cone will be knocked back. If a player gets knocked back off the platform, they're gonna die. Lingering Gaze is casted on a random raider, 2 on 10, 5 and 25. This fires shadow bolts at the raiders, which deals damage in a 15-yard radius, leaving a void zone. Anyone in the void zone takes damage and is slowed. Like most void zones, you should have them placed away from the raid. Life Drain summons a Hungry Eye. This uses Life Drain on raiders for 15 seconds, also stunning the target, except the boss is the one who gets healed. The eye will deal increased damage the longer it is on an individual, so in order to change its target, someone else has to walk between the player and the eye and be the closest one to the eye. Then they will be the new target. All the other abilities will be continued to be used in this phase, and during the phase, 3 people will be targeted by a red, blue, and yellow cone. Damage from the cone is split amongst people in the cone. These cones will actually be used for revealing ads. There are 4 ads total, 3 Crimson Fogs and 1 Azure Fog. The Crimson Fog is revealed by the red cone and the Azure one by the blue one. The Azure Fog uses Icy Grasp, which deals damage to anyone standing in the blue cone, and the Crimson Fog uses Caustic Spike, dealing damage to random raiders. Moving the cones off the ads before both are revealed or killed will prevent anyone from seeing the ad. So if you have the red cone, run around in a circle like a pansy until a designated player sees the ad and calls it out, or you can pay attention to the indicating fogs, which show you where the ads spawn. If you reveal an ad and then move the beam off of it, the ad will do a bunch of damage to your raid, so don't do that. If you have the blue cone, just stand still until all 3 Crimson Fog are dead, then move and find the Azure Fog. The yellow beam will initially follow someone, but then it will start going around the room slowly by itself. Have the tank standing in this beam because damage is split amongst players in the beam. When you stand in the beam, you'll receive a debuff for the rest of the fight that increases damage taken while in that beam. Now to go over the most annoying thing in this damn place, the Disintegration beam phase. This will begin 2.5 minutes after the start, then every 3 minutes after that. The entire ordeal will last about 60 seconds. During this nightmare, the boss will use Disintegration beam out in front of him. Slowly the room will be covered in eyesores. When the boss starts casting this, look for the little purple squiggles on the ground and stand there. Once the shit on the floor covers everything except the spot you're standing, the boss will begin turning. This is where you need to keep running through the safe zones. Once the purple shit reaches the front of the boss, 2 safe zones will become visible. One is close to the boss and is actually meant for melee, and the further one is meant for range. Stepping into the purple shit will also muck you. Once everything is covered, the beam becomes extremely powerful and kills anyone it hits. The boss will start to move clockwise if the eyesore has covered the room clockwise, and counterclockwise if the eyesore is moved counterclockwise. Slowly while the beam's turning, you'll see the little safe zones at the close to the last second start opening up, and you need to run into them. It's like the purple shit will kind of disappear, and that's where you need to run. So tanks, you have it easy. Just switch a 5 or 6 stacks of Serious Wounds and stack in the yellow beam. Healers, there's just a million ways for people to take damage. There's really nothing you can do during the Disintegration beam phase if someone steps into the beam or steps into the purple stuff. DPS need to kill the ads during the colorblind phase and kill the boss at every other point. Everyone needs to remember to drop void zones away from the raid. Don't stand in the Force of Will cone, and for the love of God, please pay attention during the Disintegration phase. I would say Lust at the beginning of the fight, just because you're going to be able to do the most DPS there, I feel. That's all you need to know to forget this asshole. Good luck, adventurer.